India and the European Union are set to announce a long-awaited free trade agreement marking a major shift in global commerce. The deal promises lower tariffs, expanded markets, and a strategic hedge as trade tensions rise worldwide. Here's a report.
India and the European Union are expected to announce the conclusion of protracted negotiations for a free trade pact on Tuesday. That's according to Indian and EU government sources. It opens the way for reduced tariffs on European cars and wine, and an expanded market for Indian electronics, textiles and chemicals. The announcement could reportedly follow Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meeting with European Council President Antonio Costa and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. They will co-chair an India-EU summit during their visit to India next week. The official speaking to Reuters said that if finalised and ratified by the European Parliament, the trade pact would boost Indian exports, such as textiles and jewellery. Negotiations were relaunched in 2022 after a 9-year pause, gaining traction last year amid rising trade tensions. In August, President Donald Trump doubled tariffs on Indian imports to as much as 50%. They're among the highest in the world. At the World Economic Forum in Davos on Tuesday, von der Leyen signalled progress, but acknowledged more work remains. The agreement comes days after the EU signed a major pact with the South American bloc Mercosur. It also follows deals last year with Indonesia, Mexico and Switzerland. The spate of deals underscores global efforts to hedge against the US. That as Trump's bid to take over Greenland and tariff threats on European nations test long-standing alliances among Western nations. Bilateral trade between India and the EU totaled $136.5 billion in the 2024-25 fiscal year.
We're still on that, and our assistant editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Subol, has sent us this report for more.
Next few days will be significantly important days for India-EU relationship, as the European leaders will be present in Delhi for the Republic Day celebrations and for the India-EU summit. Now, two key deliverables are expected at the India-EU summit. First is on FTA, the India-EU FTA that will be announced, and second is on defense and security arrangement. Now, these deliverables will be significant as India and the EU, Brussels and New Delhi work towards making the relationship firmer at a time when Donald Trump's policies have completely shaken up the world. Europeans are facing the heat in terms of Greenland and tariff. India has been the most tariff country by the US President Donald Trump, and focus remains as to how both sides, India and the European Union, can work together, especially with the announcement of the big mother of all trade agreement, the India-EU trade agreement that took almost 20 years to be announced and concluded. With video journalist Neeraj Patel, Siddhant Subol for WION in Davos, Switzerland.